Hello, my name is Josh Obert, and I'm a GIS analyst with the ACPF National Hub. In this video, we're going to discuss the Summarize Field SVI tool. This is the fifth and last tool in the soil vulnerability section of the ACPF Toolbox, and the last bipixel SVI tool. The Summarize Field SVI tool generates an output table summarizing the distribution of SVI vulnerability within each field, as determined from the bipixel SVI vulnerability surfaces. This includes the dominant SVI classification for surface loss and subsurface loss, assuming undrained conditions, as well as the percent of the field fallen in each vulnerability class. The ACPF drainage table is then used to adjust this tabular information to account for the presence of artificial drainage and summarize field scale vulnerability to subsurface loss under drained conditions. In ArcGIS Pro, we will open the Catalog window on the right side of the screen if it isn't already open by clicking the Catalog tab. Expand our ACPF toolbox and expand SVI. Double-click the last bipixel SVI tool, Summarize Field SVI, to open. This tool has 5 inputs and 1 output. The first input is our field boundary feature class. This is currently in our map, so we will choose it from our dropdown. This will then auto-populate our drainage table and the SVI rasters from the previous tool. We will need to choose the third input, which is asking for the drainage classification field from our drainage table. This would be the drained field, so we will choose that from our dropdown. Our output will be a table containing SVI summary information for each field. This includes the dominant SVI classification for surface loss, subsurface loss undrained, and subsurface loss drained conditions within each field, as well as the percent of the field falling in each vulnerability class. Click Run to run the tool. The Summarize Field SVI tool has finished running, and we can see that the results, an SVI field summary table, has been added to our map. Right-click on the table in the table of contents and click Open. The table begins with our field boundary ID and also contains our ISAG field. For each of our classifications, surface loss, subsurface loss undrained, and subsurface loss drained, we have the percent map unit classified as low, medium, moderately high, and high vulnerability, and the dominant vulnerability classification based on percent distribution of component level SVI within each map unit. To symbolize the SVI by field, we will need to join this table to our field boundary feature class. To perform the join, right-click on the field boundary feature class, go to Joins and Relates, and click Add Join to open the Add Join window. Our field boundaries will auto-populate as the input table, since that is the one we said to add join on. Make sure that the SVI summary table is selected as the join table. If it is not, choose it from the dropdown. For input field, we will choose the field boundary ID. Since the summary table has the same field, ArcGIS Pro recognizes that the field exists and will set that as the join field. Let's hit OK at the bottom of the Add Join window. Select our field boundaries in the table of contents on the left and click the Symbology tab on the right panel to open our Symbology window. From the drop-down under Primary Symbology, click Unique Values. We will be visualizing the surface loss from the SVI. So we will select the field DOM SL from the field dropdown. For color scheme, we will select Paired for classes. Turn on our field boundaries. We now have a visualization of the dominant surface loss within each field. The same process can be done to show both types of subsurface loss. To recap, we ran the Summarize Field SVI tool and discussed how this is used to visualize vulnerability by field. And that's it. You have run through the whole ACPF toolbox.